Welcome to Jack Fleming Artistry. This is in the studio, I think episode 8. uh, it's been a long week. I've been on the road a lot. I think at the end of the last video, I told you guys I was getting ready to go to Classic Truck Nationals. That turned out to be a really good show. I think they said there was well over 400 trucks there. That was in Gainesville, Texas. I striped on at least 3 trucks and I think 2 other projects while I was there. Sold a little bit of stuff to people. Had a really good time. Saw a lot of friends, a lot of people that I see at a lot of different shows. We do a lot of truck shows. Enjoy those an awful lot. Enjoy the crowd. That was a great show. If you're into classic trucks, check that one out. Definitely going to be back next year. Big shout out to Sean Suttles and his wife who ran it this year. They did an amazing job. I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with next year. The only thing that was kind of a downfall on it, and it's totally out of everyone's control, was the heat. It was a really hot show. But even with that said, they had a water park open for people to go cool down. There was ice cream and stuff there also to help you cool down. Really good show. Really good turnout. Looking forward to the next one. After coming back from that show, I had more traveling to do too. Monday, I left and went down south of Houston. I actually got to hang out with some other stripers, sign painters. My friend Johnny C., my friend Mark Dietrich. The 3 of us together worked on trophies for an upcoming show, Rat Rodtober. If you're here in Texas, that's in McKinney, Texas, and it's a really good show too. I think we did something like 32 trophies. I think there's going to be like a total 35. Some of them aren't built yet. But all handmade by our friend Curtis at Rooster Wrench Garage. And he went through and sprayed all of them with the color that their t-shirt is. And we sat there for a full day. And I mean a full day. Lettering and striping on those and making them look pretty cool. While I was down there in the Houston area, I also got the opportunity to work on Curtis's station wagon alongside Mark Dietrich. The 2 of us tag teamed that. Turned out really well. Got you guys some pictures here. Cool wagon, great look for it. I think we made exactly what it was that he was looking for. And I made it back in town night before last at like 1 a.m. So yesterday was pretty much unpacking, cleaning up the shop. Hasn't been a whole lot of extra work going on outside of that, and I leave today again to travel and go to Big Spring, Texas for the West Texas Rod Run. So a lot of traveling this week, not as much work, but definitely some work to show you guys. This is probably going to be a shorter video than next just because I've been on the road so much and I'm continuing to be on the road quite a bit with work. I am going to sit here and get started on a couple of panels, and I'll talk to you guys about that. As far as upcoming stuff for this coming week, I have a lot of small stuff coming up. Alright, over here on the table of things to do, I've got a lot of small stuff, like I said, come in. I have a grill for a rat rod. It's kind of cool. Ford body, Dodge engine, so they have the Dodge hood ornament there. All I've got to do on it is just the lettering. I've got a skateboard for a friend of mine for his truck club. We're just adding striping to that. You know, small stuff. I have a welding helmet to do. This should turn out to be pretty cool. That just got shipped in. I guess I shouldn't have that where y'all can see the address. And then I had come in yesterday too, and this is kind of one of those oddball things. It comes in every now and then. It's kind of part of the job. Sometimes you got to do stuff that's not pinstriping on cars and motorcycles or signs, and it's something that in a way helps people out. An older gentleman had backed his wheelchair into the antique piece of furniture. I don't know exactly which piece of furniture it is, but it broke the glass on it, so there's replacement glass for the door on that I have to transfer the old design from this onto. And underneath the whole thing here is the sign for my shop that I keep trying to start. So I'm going to see if I can't make a little headway on it today before I leave town. But I've also got a panel to get started on, so we'll go ahead and jump on that. I want to show you guys some cool stuff with that and talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. Never mind the mess in the back of the shop there. We've kind of been doing some cleaning and organizing and all. But I've got actually 2 panels that I need to cut. One of these is a donation panel on my part, donating for a car show that I have coming up. And there's a lot of pinstripers, a lot of artists and stuff out there that do a similar thing. Is sometimes in order to cover my booth fee, rather than paying a booth fee for a car show, vendor fee, I'll donate a piece of artwork. And sometimes that works out way better both for me and for the show. In this case, I think the booth fee is normally $50, which is kind of common for a smaller, small town show. But they're a fundraiser show. They're out raising money for, actually this one they're raising money for, no, it goes to the family of like first responders and stuff. Either the first responders themselves are having like health issues or something like that, or maybe fallen first responder, you know, police officer, stuff like that, goes towards their family to help them out. So a really good cause. I could pay $50, or I could make a panel that's maybe worth $200 that's going to be raffled or auctioned off, and could raise them even more money than that. So in that situation, which is what's going on here, total win-win for both of us. Helps them out a whole lot more than me just paying a regular vendor fee. Anyhow, I'm going to cut this down. I know I've showed this before. I'll show it again though, because maybe you haven't watched that video. If you don't have a T-square, this is seriously one of the best tools I think you can have, especially if you're doing sign stuff. But for my T-square, I'm going to mark where on the sign panel I want to cut it. This is a 24-inch tall at the moment piece of sign panel. I haven't measured the whole width. I think it's around 30 inches. It's drop off from a 4 by 8 foot sheet. It's I call it alu panel. It's what is it called? Aluminum faced sign panel. It's got a hard plastic inside and aluminum on the outsides. I think for this panel, it'd be kind of nice to do one that's, we'll go a little wider. We're going to go 10 inches wide, and we'll start off by just making it the entire length here. So I'm putting my sign panel to where it hangs over the edge just enough so that my T-square fits on here perfectly. That gives me a perfect, what is it, 90-degree angle. I can line that up. Really only have to make one mark with the T-square. Get my sign cutter here. If you're using sign panel, all you have to do in order to cut it, I line this up. It's not going to move. Something I used to teach my students when I was teaching elementary school was, you know, make the L shape with your hand. So I've got 2 different points of contact to hold this down. Hold it down real well. And I'm going to score, and I'm pushing pretty hard because I really want to cut through that top layer of aluminum in one cut if I can. And I think I did. I'm going to do it one more time. I don't really like to, because if it's off at all, then I could have not as clean of an edge, but double checks and make sure that I went all the way into that first layer. I don't even know that it's through. So I'm going to take this, turn it to the side of my table, line that cut up with the edge of my table pretty close. It can have a little overlap. Place my hand firmly, and then I'm just going to push down real hard and quick, and it snaps it clean. So I end up with a really clean cut. Now, flip it over, bend it back, and because that is aluminum, I can sit here and do this, and it basically cuts the other side. And this panel comes with a plastic protective layer on it. When that other side goes all the way through, that plastic layer is going to keep it holding on. I can take my knife, I like to fold it up a little bit so it makes a channel for my knife to hang out in. And then I'm just cutting that plastic, and there's that panel. Now, I don't know that I want to keep it that tall. And then maybe I do. I think I'm going to shorten it. think since we are 10, let's make it a 10 by 20 panel. It cuts only 4 inches off, but I think I like that idea. The reason I think I like that idea is it's square in the middle, right? It's like 2 squares, 2 10 by 10 squares. I think that'll look nice. So again, same thing on this other side now. Use my T-square, line it up on the side, hold it really well. I can even put my body here if I needed to hold that, but go through, score again, put it on the edge of my table, and snap it. Okay. This sign panel material like this works really, really well for doing pinstriping panels. It's not flimsy. It already comes painted as far as the surface is concerned. You can peel this layer off here, and I don't know if it's powder coated or whatnot. This one's flat or satin black. I like that because my gloss paint shows up really well on it. Kind of makes the paint stand out more. So now I've got 10 by 20 panel. I think that's a good size. I'm going to use that for them. I'm going to cut this second panel, and the second panel, you may have caught a video that I put out recently talking about a collaboration project between Freddie Villa, Cherry Bomb Pinstriping, and myself. That's Alicia. Anyhow, let's see. Shipping wise, I feel like 24 inches might be like the long measurement that if you go over that, things become more. And with that in mind, I might want to try and keep shipping costs down a little bit. Maybe I won't make this too big. Let's do, I wonder what 12 by 18 would look like. Not something I've done before. I'm gonna draw this out so that I can see. That was 18. Here's 12. It's kind of wide, kind of big. We want these to be nice. I think I like a skinnier panel. Maybe 9 by 18. Nine by 18 could work, but I think I want it taller. You know, I really like that 10 by 20 size. I think we're just going to do another 10 by 20. Alright, let's do that. Let's see real quick. This is already 20 in height, so I'm just going to come in 10. Right there. I don't know what I'm doing all the time, folks. I make it up as I go. No plan on what size I wanted there, but figure it out. You really don't have to stand up to snap this stuff. Maybe you do. Alright, so this will be my panel for me, Freddie, and Alicia. I have a bunch of different ideas on how I want to start this one, but I think that is for another video. It's actually for the video for our collaboration project. All three of us have channels on YouTube. We're going to be posting progress of these on that, Each of us will have a video doing our part. We're going to ship it to the next person, and then each of us will make a video of us doing the second part of it, and then ship it to the next person, make a third video. So if you didn't catch the other video where I talked about it, there's going to be, on my end, a total of probably 4 videos. And if you've got 4 times each of us, it's 3, 12 videos if you're interested in this content to watch. Probably one summing it up where I think we're going to sell these. I don't know if we're going to do it as a raffle or how we're going to go about doing it, but that's coming up. Should be pretty cool. I have actually a pretty good size piece of panel right here left over after this. If anybody's interested and wants to reach out and have me do something for them, let me know. Always taking commissions, or not always, but I am at the moment. It's a good time for those before Christmas because I'm booked out to the end of October. It gives me enough time to do a Christmas deal. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm really not going to take a whole bunch more of your time. I will get started on this. There's probably going to be a video on it. Look for that. I will try to shoot some footage if I can of the West Texas Rod Run. There's actually a cruise in tonight with that, so we're going to try and catch some video on that. Put that in next week's video maybe, and hope you guys are all doing well, staying safe, staying healthy. We've had sick kids at our house, but till next time, see you guys. Check out one of the videos that pops up here, and have a good day. Bye.